Alright, so you saw I got the front disc brakes installed. I'm going to be knocking out the rear ones today, so I can complete the whole brake upgrade process. Um, Fairly straightforward, and I'm sure people have seen it done before. Remove the rear axles, and put the new ones on. So I'm going to jump right into it. Not going to have too much of a long intro. We'll knock it out. I'm sure there was a way easier way than that, but that spring would not budge. It was rusted or whatever, but it would not budge. So I did what I had to do. It's off. I'm gonna keep it moving. everything all taken apart. Got the C-clips out and the axles removed, as y'all saw. And so I'm gonna just clean it up, clean the inside out. Before I even start with everything, I'm gonna go ahead and clean out the bell housing and everything with some brake cleaner. I mean, brake cleaner dries quick, but just so it can be drying while I'm done. I'm gonna clean up the gasket area, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start on the brakes. I don't have any gear oil as of right now, or differential oil, or fluid, or whatever you want to call it as of right now, just because I haven't picked it up, but it's not going anywhere, so it's not needed at the moment. But I'll get some later today, throw it in there, just so everything is well lubed and everything. And then once I start driving it and everything, I'll probably change it again fairly soon. I don't know, just to make sure it's clean or whatever. Might not be necessary, I don't know, but I'm gonna do it anyway. But let me go ahead and start. I got everything finished up. It was pretty straightforward, pretty easy install. But here you go. Got everything checked out. I haven't put the cover back on the rear end just yet because I'm gonna clean it up and see if it looks good enough to put back on and everything, because I had to beat the bottom part of it to one of the bolts was bent over on it, like the little flange, and so that's messed up. So I'm gonna clean it up and see if it looks good enough for me to put back on after repainting and everything. If not, I'll get another diff cover. I kind of wanted another one anyway, so that may give me a reason to. But got everything put back together, and the brakes look real good. I'm probably gonna take it back apart, honestly, and clean up the axle covers or the faces of the axle and everything. Put a coat of paint on it and everything so it doesn't rust. And then the little flanges right here in here, I don't know if y'all can see because I can't really see what I'm aiming the camera at, but paint that up as well just so that it doesn't rust, and everything. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So now I got disc brakes in the front and the rear. I'm gonna count the teeth on my diff to see if see what gear ratio I have, not if I have, because obviously I have a gear ratio, but interesting. So as far as I know, if you turn one, oh yeah, it turns the opposite direction. Okay, never mind. Don't have a posi. I was wondering if I had a posi in here, but I don't. Just about turning it, the other side goes the opposite direction. But I'm gonna stop doing that because it doesn't have any gear on in it. But apparently that's how you check to see if you have a posi or not. But like I was saying, I'll probably go ahead and take this back apart so I can clean those parts up, make them look good and stop the future rust. Y'all saw I cut the brake lines and everything, but I'm running all new brake lines. Nycop brake, excuse me, I'm gonna be running Nycop brake lines and redoing it, everything, redoing all the brakes lines and everything, because they're old and stuck and worn and whatever, and I want fresh ones. So I wasn't worried about that. Cut those off. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I gave you a quick view of everything else, everything all together. I still need to clean up, but front brakes, rear brakes. But oh, and just, I don't know, y'all probably don't need this because I'm sure you can find it, but just all the tools that I really use. As far as sizes, I used a 9mm Allen wrench, 9mm Allen wrench for the brake bolts or whatever they're called. I used a, what is this, 14mm socket for the nuts and bolts on the little bracket. 12, I just dropped it, but a 12mm socket for the little pin that holds the diff, the little 12mm for that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I used a magnet to get the little plug out and some pliers and stuff, but for the most part you don't need much. I use power tools, but hand tools work just as well. And it took me, I say, what time is it? It is 11:20 right now. So this probably took me like an hour, honestly, about an hour, give or take. If I didn't clean the rear end, this probably would have been like a 45-minute job, honestly. But anyway, I appreciate y'all checking out my channel. I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up and call it a day. Again, appreciate y'all checking out my channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Check back for the rest of the build. All right, y'all.